So guys, GameTiler's here, and I'm here with Rockmankb, and he's a 2D ninja. So pretty much he plays a lot of Naruto Axel 2 or Ultimate Ninja 5 if you don't know what Axel 2 is, and Heroes 3, Axel 3, stuff like that. So Rockman, tell us about your movement.
Well, the 2DNinjas movement, for people that haven't been following, I guess I'm gonna say it like that because for the people that have been following, they know what it is. But for the people that are probably, on your subs that we're trying to bring in, it's a movement to try to get the Naruto Mech series to go back to the 2D games. I mean, you have the Storm games out now, which no one can deny. They look amazing. I mean, it's almost like playing an anime. But at the same time, you don't get the same feeling of satisfaction from actually playing the game, at least in my opinion. A lot of people like it, a lot of people do play it, but as I said before in my other podcast, this is not about bashing them or telling CyberConnect to not make 3D. It just would be cool to have, 2D as an alternative. I mean, you look at games like Street Fighter, you have, the regular core Street Fighter series, but then you also have the Versus series for people who like games like that. So, I mean, 2DNinjas is what it is. It's all about the 2D games making a comeback. And all we really want to do is just give people a choice. That's all we're saying.
All right. So, what were all the components that you guys put into 2DNinjas?
Oh man, this was a long time coming. Like, there's a guy I always reference named Azure Sky on Twitter, and he was the one that kind of gave me, I guess, he lit the fire under me to go, you know what, maybe you can't make a difference, but maybe you can. And really, at the end of the day, what I've likened it to is, if this thing goes wrong, and not goes wrong, but nothing comes of it, we can't say that we didn't try. So first of all, the first component that went into it was the desire, the passion to want to actually do this, because it's funny, you get scared off from doing stuff like this. Even though there's nothing to be afraid of, you still tend to kind of feel like, well, I don't want to do this, I don't want to fail. So first component that went into it for me was just the will to do it. I mean, outside of that, there's a whole lot of talented people that helped me get this going. We got Albert Rosa, who is our web guy, got the site set up for me, taught me how to use WordPress so we can actually get things going on that end. Also, for anybody in the community that remembers, he's the guy that created the NA2 seal machine. What the NA2 seal machine was, when you hit an Ogi in NA2, buttons come up, you gotta press them. Whoever presses the right sequence at the right time, they win the Ogi struggle. We call them seals, after the anime when they do hand seals. And he created something called the seal machine, which is a program that you put on your computer, you hook up your PS2 through a USB converter, and it randomizes buttons in the same order and the same style as they do in NA2, and you could practice the seal. So, talented guy, we had him on our side. He did our web. I had a guy named Alan Kamuto. He works with me at my job. He works in the publications department. I would run into him. It's funny, I knew him from work. He's a cool dude. I had no problems with him. I mean, he was a nice guy. But I noticed every other year he's a photographer, and I would run into him at Comic-Con. And it just dawned on me, as weird as it sounds, about the third time I saw him, to go, wow, you must be really into this stuff. I guess before I thought it was just photography. But he's also into Photoshop. So he's the guy I tapped to get the box art going. Us trying to figure out how we wanted to do the box took a lot longer than you might think. It may not be really evident when you look at it now, but if you hold the NA4 box art now up and look at the NA1 box art, we basically tried to emulate the same style. The big Naruto in the middle, the four main antagonists at the top, and just the new characters all over the sides. And if you look closely at it, probably not because I said it, you'll notice it. But if you didn't, you wouldn't. But regardless, it looks amazing, on its own. I had X-Rated, who is part of X-Clan, for the 2DNinjas community. He did the screenshots on the back with a really awesome altered, I can't remember his name, Bancho Naruto? Yeah, Bancho Naruto. He edited him into Sage Naruto. So he looks really amazing. Just, again, it's on the site, 2DNinjas.com. Take a look at the back of the box, the front of the box. Those are the guys, that did the box art. And I cannot give enough props and enough love to Forte, who's he's my brother in all of this, and he went out of his way to make this amazing 8-minute video called Don't Turn Your Back, which is basically us taking, telling CC2 don't turn your back on what's brought you this far. And there's a lot of cool little foreshadowing in the video. People probably wouldn't notice, they're just looking at it. But I mean, one of the biggest things is the very last scene with the Sakura, Sai, and Naruto making it to Orochimaru's hideout to confront Sasuke. If you don't realize it, that's supposed to be us. That's us, the 2D Ninjas, the fans, and Sasuke is CC2, and we're coming to him and we're trying to get him back because we want 2D Ninjas back. So, to answer your question, which was kind of a really long answer, those are all the components that went into getting this thing going. So,
wow, it's like you put a lot of work into it.
Yeah, man. I mean, my heart, my soul, like everything. I don't care how cliche or corny it sounds. This is important to me, man.
So, what do you think of CC2 releasing an HD collection of the Ultimate Ninja series?
I think it would be a step in the right direction. A lot of people probably would be upset. Oh, we want NA4, XL4. We don't want this. But really, I feel like anytime a company does anything like that, it's more often than not testing the waters in a sense.
Would you rather have the traditional like 2D sketch looking models that they always had in the past, or like still keeping the 2D aspect but have like 3D models like how they look in Storm?
It's tricky because the Storm models look amazing. There's no getting around that. They look beautiful. But honestly, for me, if I okay, there's two answers to this question. One answer is what are they gonna do, and as far as what they're gonna do, they're gonna use models that they have in house. They're not gonna go out of their way. So honestly, if it was them making new 2D models or using the Storm 3D models, I'd take the Storm 3D models. They look amazing. But what I would want personally is hand-drawn cells, like kind of like a Guilty Gear look, a Guilty Gear Blaze Blue kind of HD, that kind of a look, because that looks as much as an anime like the Storm game, as much as the Storm games do, if not more, because they're actually drawn 2D. But to answer your question and not throwing my own answer, yeah, I'd take the 3D models. Also, more so to elaborate on it, the reason they looked like sketch characters, especially in NH1 and NH2, is because those games were actually based on the manga and not on the anime.
What if, I know this was controversial with Axel 3, like when they brought Axel 3 to the PSP instead of bringing it on the PS2. How would you feel if instead of they putting it on the PS3 and stuff like that, they just brought it to the PS Vita?
I only have one problem with it being on PS Vita, and most people will probably go, wow, because he's such a booster of NA3, and I am. It took me months. I took months out of my life to hack that game to make it at least a little bit playable with 3 guiding. And I think it's an awesome game. People don't realize you can do stuff like use the shock dash as a Roman cancel to cover yourself when you whiff an attack. You have to have this crazy, 3-way game going on, because everybody knows NA and NH is a game of 2s. There's 2 life bars, as we like to say. That's a big saying in the community. There's 2 life bars. It's not just your life bar. Your chakra bar is also your life bar. You run out of that, you get infinited. So now you have those 2, and your awakening that you have to worry about, because you only get 1 per game, even though it totally refers to chakra. Well, I'm going off on a tangent because I'm a big NA3 booster. But to answer your question, all that being said, as much as I love NA3, I would have to say I really don't want the game to be on PS Vita, and that's for one reason and one reason only. PS Vita does not have a TV out function. And reading things from when the PS Vita came out, and just Sony in general at press releases, they said there's no plans to add a TV out. So automatically, that makes tournaments really hard for us. I mean, it's great in the fact that everyone can quote-unquote bring their own system and we can get them done faster, but then we can't upload matches. You guys can't see, we can't stream matches, we can't make how-to videos without using a camera, and that just looks ridiculous. So if it was up to me, I would not want it on PS Vita, for the simple reason of no TV out. You need a TV.
Can you see another 2D Ninja game 2-3 years from now?
I'm hoping 1 year from now, but that's just me being super optimistic and hoping that they get tired of having all these boxes sent to their office and getting crowded with 2D Ninja guys
Yeah, man. I wish you the best of luck.
Thanks.
Well, thanks for giving me the opportunity to interview you, man. Go check out his channel, Rockmankb. I'll put the link in the description.
Rockmankb.
Rockmankb.
KB with a K.
Oh, my bad. All right, Rockmankb. And make sure you guys tweet this to CC2 if you guys enjoy the 2D series like I did and like he did, so our voices could be heard.
Let's go.
The higher the demand, the better chance we get for a 2D series to come back. So
yeah, www.2DNinjas.com. Come on, people, we need you.
2DNinjas.com, guys. Thanks for watching. Signing out.
Later.